Hello, my name is Rihanna.
Hi, I'm Tyler.
Nice to meet you. I will
Nice
be
to
your
meet you.
counselor today. Could you tell me a little bit about what brings you in here today?
Recently, some people in my life, close people in my life, have noticed that I've been drinking a little too much for my own good.
Okay. How much would you say that you have been drinking?
Um, on an average night, it's three, maybe four beers and a couple glasses of whiskey.
Okay, and could you tell me how often this is each week? How many days per week would you
Um,
say?
Almost every day.
Okay. And when did you start to notice that you've been drinking?
Well, I've always enjoyed drinking. It used to be more of a casual affair where I would drink with friends on the weekends, maybe one day a week, 2 days a week. And recently, it's been started off with maybe just the work days and maybe one weekend day, and now it's consistently every day.
Okay. Do you have any reason why you started drinking
Uh,
so often?
I have a lot of stuff going on in my life right now. I have a job that's very demanding. Just work a lot of hours. Don't really have much of a life outside of work, and
Okay.
I would say it's probably just the stress from my job.
Wow. That sounds really tough.
Yeah, it is.
And what do you do for work? Could you
Uh,
tell me a little bit about your job?
yeah, I work in the trucking industry, so it's very demanding. Even with COVID, we still run 100% like we used to.
Okay. And how many hours per week would you say that you work?
Um, I mean it varies, but generally 60 to 65 hours a week.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
and my work day, I get up around 5:30, get to work around 7 after my hour commute.
An hour commute.
Yeah, yeah, an hour. Usually, closer I get, the more anxious I feel. Uh, get to work around 7. I usually get home or I get off by 5, sometimes 6. Make my hour and a half commute home. Get home. Don't really have anybody close. Girlfriend just left me 2 weeks ago. So yeah,
Okay.
I mean even if I'm not at work, I'm just by myself. So I might as well be at work.
Okay. And you mentioned that you start to feel a bit anxious on your way to work.
Yeah, the stress of the job.
Okay. Is there anything um, that you can do to relieve your anxiety before you get into work?
Um, no, not really. The only thing that really does it for me is having a couple beers or cocktails.
Okay. And then could you tell me a little bit about your relationship with your coworkers?
I'm close to them, but not close enough where I would say we're good friends. I mean, we talk at work, but we don't talk outside of work or hang out on the weekends or anything like that. I don't know where they live. They don't know where I live. Don't know anything about their life outside of work.
Okay. And then what about your relationship with your boss? How is that?
Uh, Rocky.
Could you tell me more about that?
Yeah. We. I mean, when I get to work, usually there's an argument or two about spending, budgeting, stuff not getting done on time to meet his boss's needs and wants. So yeah, it's a daily argument. Usually some cussing, and then from there we really don't talk to each other because we really can't stand to see each other.
And how does that arguing make you feel?
I mean, it doesn't make me feel great. It kind of makes me feel like I'm not doing my job, and I don't want to feel that way. I'm real anal about doing stuff correctly and doing it 110%. So I did daily. I feel like I'm letting him down, the company down, which I know I'm not. But on the back of my head, I have that feeling where I'm useless to the company.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
It's alright.
And how long have you been working at this company?
Just over 2 years now. Started August of 2018.
Okay. So you mentioned that when you get home from work, you still are feeling stressed.
Oh yeah.
And how does consuming alcohol make you feel?
I'd say it's a lot easier than talking to somebody about it. So I'm not really an open book. I don't really tell other people how I feel. I like to bury it down inside of me, and sometimes I'll say a thing or two once I have a couple drinks, which might cause some arguments or fights in my personal life. One of the main reasons my girlfriend left me.
Okay. Do you mind telling me a little bit more about your personal life? Maybe a little bit about your family?
Yeah, I'm not really close to them anymore. They've all moved on with their life and on to bigger and better things. Or I feel like I'm kind of stuck in our hometown where we grew up, working a dead end job with really no outlook on life.
You mentioned you don't talk to them anymore. Was there a certain point in time where you stopped talking with them, or?
No, I mean we still see each other during the holidays, but we don't reach out to each other. Once in a while, I'll get a text just to check up on me to see how I'm doing, making sure that I'm not doing anything crazy.
Okay. Could you tell me about your relationship, maybe with your family when you were growing up? Is there anything that stands out to you?
Um, I mean, as a kid, my mom was always home. She was a stay-at-home mom, so
Okay.
she was always there to help raise us and teach us right from wrong, how to be a kid, and what you need to do in life to be successful and live a happy life. But when I was a teenager, my parents split, so that took a big toll on all of us. At the time, my sister was really too young to understand what was going on, and my brother he is 5 years older than me, so he was already off at college, so he didn't really see or hear any of the fights between my parents that they had on a nightly basis. And I feel like I took most of the impact and felt the wrath more than what they felt, just because I was at that crucial age where I needed role models in my life, because I was becoming a young adult, and a lot of the choices you make at that age can lead you to different pathways in life.
Okay. Aside from your parents, do you recall having any other role models, or do you have any role models currently?
None really currently, besides the guys I see on TV that play for my favorite sports teams, but that really doesn't get me anywhere because they live a completely different life than I do. So
Okay.
no one really that's at my level that I could really look up to, like a boss or a coworker or even a family member.
Okay. And how do you feel about your relationship with your family?
I mean, I do wish we would be a little bit closer, but we kind of live different lives, so I understand how they don't want to be in my life, and I'm not going to pressure them into being in my life or show up at their house unannounced or even call them. I feel like I almost be bothering them.
Okay. So you mentioned that you said they don't want to be in your life. Can you think of a certain reason why they might not want to be?
I would probably save from my drinking.
Okay.
I get a little upset when I have too many drinks on the weekends.
Okay.
I feel like I take my rage out that I bury in throughout the week out on people when I have a little too much to drink.
Okay. So it sounds like it's starting to affect your family a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really realize it until recently. that all these people that were close to me in my life kind of faded off in the distance, and I always thought it was just because of work, and I brought my work home with me and my stress home with me.
Well,
But a lot of people, I feel like, can look past that.
it is important that you're aware of that. You're aware of how your drinking affects the others around you. Um, have you ever attempted to minimize your drinking at all?
I mean, I've tried, but it's just very hard.
Okay.
Mentally, I feel like it's the only escape I have right now.
Okay. Um, are you aware of any sort of stress management techniques, anything like that?
No.
No. So you've just been using alcohol as your only.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, I really didn't think about seeking any help until recently when I had a coworker go through some of the similar issues. So I figured, why not give it a shot?
That's good. At least you're trying. It's always a good start here. So it sounds like you might be open then to trying to lower your drinking levels or quit drinking.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I really just wanted to talk to somebody about it and see what my options really were.
Okay. So as far as a support system, would you say that you have a support system? Is there anybody you could think of who falls into that category?
No, not really. I kind of live a lonely life.
Okay. And how does that make you feel?
I mean, it definitely doesn't feel good, that's for sure. Don't really have anyone to turn to, so.
Can you think of any ways you would be able to change that? Or can you think of any people who you can go to find support?
I mean, there's always people you can talk to, therapists, AA meetings. So I figured I would come in here and
Yes.
give it a shot, 'cause I really feel like I've hit rock bottom. So I
Wow.
don't really have any other options.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I think it's great that you're making this step. You're very courageous for doing that. It does seem like you are knowledgeable about some of the resources that you have. I know you mentioned AA meetings. Do you know anybody who has ever attended an AA meeting?
Yeah, my coworker that I was referring to before that struggled with alcoholism. I mean, not that I have it or anything, but he did mention that it brought him and his family real close after he was able to get over whatever he had.
Okay. Is that something that you would possibly consider doing?
I mean, it's a tough road. I'm gonna try my best because I feel like I really need people in my life again, and I feel like it might be my only option.
Yeah, I think definitely attending a self help meeting, possibly an AA meeting, like you mentioned, would be a great way to build a support system. I think it's very important that you do have a support system, especially if you are considering quitting or lowering your alcohol consumption. I think that would be a great idea for you. How would you feel about possibly reconnecting with your family and rebuilding a relationship with them?
Yeah, that would be great. That'd be nice to have someone to talk to.
Okay. And what steps do you think you could take to kind of rekindle your connection with your family?
I mean, I would definitely have to either slow down or stop my alcohol consumption just because it brings out the worst in me.
Okay. And thinking about quitting or lowering your consumption, how does that make you feel?
I feel like it's the first step in the right direction.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you
Yeah.
have any other feelings about it?
Honestly, hope after I get the help I need, that maybe I can start a new path on life. Maybe find a new job that suits me and benefits me, and somewhere I want to be, and wake up in the morning and can't wait to get to work instead of wake up and instantly be stressed out from work and have to resort to drinking just to get through my week
Yes,
or my life.
it's definitely important to wake up and be happy, or wake up and look forward to going to work. So I think it would be a good idea. I know you mentioned possible looking for new jobs. Have you tried looking for new jobs at all?
Not really.
Is that something you would like to do, or you would like to consider?
Yeah, I just feel like I would need somebody else's help because I'm not the greatest when it comes to talking to people or getting my name out there and looking for the right job for me.
Okay, well, that's good. You are considering making a change in your place of employment. Um, Kind of referring back to the start of our conversation, you mentioned that your drinking kind of started when you got this new job. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So can you kind of see a correlation here with the stress from your job and your drinking?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So there's definitely a lot of options here that you could look into. Maybe like a job fair would be great. Um, you could also, there's several different career builder websites online, such as Indeed. Are you familiar with that?
I've heard of it on the radio.
Okay. Yeah. I think I mean, it sounds like possibly looking for a new job would be beneficial to you.
Yeah, yeah, maybe that would be. Maybe all these headaches and abuse really stem from work.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it seems like your stress, specifically from your job, is a big trigger for you for your alcohol consumption.
Yeah, definitely.
Could you, could you see yourself, um, could you see yourself feeling happier or feeling better if you were to get a new job?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big person. I believe in work-life balance. And what's the point of working if you really have nothing? Kelvin, knock it off. But yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I would like for you to think about a few things before we meet again. Hopefully, I'll be able to see you in the next few days or possibly next week, just to kind of follow up and see how things are going for you. I do think it would be a great idea if you were to possibly look into looking for a new job. Do you think
Is
that
that
would be
something that you might be able to help me out with?
Yes, I could definitely. I know of a few websites that would be great to look for jobs.
Like, could you help me like type up maybe a resume or like get my name out there?
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely look into some options for finding you a new job.
Maybe get me into the right facility or AA meeting that I need to be in.
Yes, definitely. So there are numerous different self-help groups. I do think that an AA meeting would be good for you. I think you'll learn a lot from it. Um, It'll also be a great place for you to kind of network with people, meet some people, and it'll be a good place to kind of build your support system.
When you say support system, what do you mean by that?
Maybe people you could talk to get advice, or people who can give you tips. Maybe there's somebody going through the same situation as you. Maybe they could teach you some coping skills and things like that. So I think that could be great for you. How does that sound?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, perfect. So I guess for today, maybe you could look into possibly looking for a new job if you know that's something that will make you happier and will make you feel better, because your happiness should be number one. And then next time you come in, we'll discuss a possible self help meeting, maybe an AA meeting. I think that would be great for you. Um, how does that sound?
Sounds wonderful.
All right. Well, I enjoyed talking with you today. Do you have any questions or any feedback from me?
No, not really.
Okay.
I feel like this was the right choice to come in.
Great. I'm glad. It was very nice to meet you,
Nice
Tyler.
to meet you. See you next week.
Perfect. I will see you next week then. Thank you.
Bye.